All right, welcome back. It's been a couple weeks since I've been able to update my vlog, and I wanted to jump right in. So I guess it's been a little bit. My 5-year-old, who's in kindergarten, had February vacation. So last week, as much as I was able to make some progress on stuff, I didn't really have a lot of dedicated time where I could work during the day where I normally would. So that being said, let's hop right in. This past 2 weeks, I think a few weeks ago, I had implemented Reddit as part of my engagement strategy. And I very quickly have realized that it is going to be a bigger part of what this whole process is. Being successful on Reddit can drive people to YouTube, which can drive interest, which, as much as that's not my goal, it's still, it's going to be part of the overall plan. So that being said, last week, as much as I didn't do a lot of official work because it was a lot of family time, I had my phone and I was able to post and comment, engage on Reddit, which led me to start to understand some trends for some of the subreddits that I'm engaging in. It also led me to want to do a deeper analysis of trends on those subreddits, popularity of post types, structure of posts that get a lot of engagement, as well as traffic times and when is the best time to post on the subreddits that I'm engaging on. So it helped me this past week develop a real engagement plan, both for Reddit and for YouTube, where utilizing traffic flow and other data points, I can, hopefully position my content to be as effective as it can. I'm not looking to get famous tomorrow. I'm not looking to get famous at all, really. I'm looking to interest the people who I feel would be interested and give them a path to this process and hopefully build a community of people who would benefit or are interested in the benefits I'm finding, or generally that. So let me take a look here. So I did set a goal last week. In the intervening time between these videos, I had a Reddit update. So you can go to my subreddit, Striding with Intention, and check that out. Where I had set a goal for this past week of doing 3 structured lessons from Stride, and I didn't hit the mark. Life got in the way. Some things changed that I needed to spend a little time on. We decided to have a party this week, which has eaten a lot of my time. I've had to clean, organize, do a whole lot of stuff. So today is actually the party. Tracy would kill me if she knew I was taking time to do this right now. That being said, I needed to get this done. So anyway, I was able to hit 1 structured lesson. And the thing I notice is every time I do a lesson, I feel right back into the world of a writer, of writing and my book. And as much as I pull myself out of that world and I focus on Stride and my system or upgrades or Reddit, and I can spend days or hours or whatever it is totally not even thinking about writing or my book, the second I pay attention to learning and focus on the task of being a student or a writer, I can re-engage. I think the way the system works to allow me to rely on its structure has been amazing. I mean, I knew that was one of the reasons why I wanted to develop it, was because I needed to be able to put it down and walk away. And having ADHD, I always have this fear that I'm going to forget where I was or what I was doing, or I stress that I'm not going to be able to get back to where I was, because that's been the course of my life. Like, you have an idea, you lose it. You make progress on something and you put it down and you come back and all it looks like is a pile of notes. And you almost don't know how to get back to where you were. This system has changed everything. With tracking everything and the way the system sets up the lessons for me, the time I put in up front to make sure that my course is designed properly totally takes the stress off. I could sit down and write and learn and progress, and it's been amazing. So anyway, I got one lesson in. It was great. I wrote a scene about resilience, which is a huge theme in the book. So this upcoming week, taking that into account, that, each time that I've done an update or a change to the system where I've engaged in course operation and then taken a break and then tried to re-engage with course operation, it takes time for me to get back into actually operating the course as designed. And what happens is I end up identifying a whole bunch of stuff I need to do on the operation side, and I take time to do that. And then eventually that slows down. Like, once I'm starting to try to operate again as a user, I identify those issues, I then address those issues, and then I notice that this upcoming week, I don't feel like I have half as much that I need to do. I feel like I've identified and outlined and set up the whole engagement plan. I have a working YouTube and working Reddit, and I have a workflow that I've now engaged with a few times, so I feel more comfortable with. So next week, I think, for the most part, I can operate. So my new goal is to knock out 3 lessons next week. Be an operator, be an engager, and that's it. I'm not going to be doing a lot of system operational back-end stuff. I'm going to be focusing on being the writer and the student and the public-facing engager that I need to be. And we're going to see where that gets us. So, on to... Yeah, I guess at this point, if I ever get any viewers or you guys come back and watch these, or anybody ever does, I guess the question is, what's your process balancing structured work and flexibility? Like, as writers or people, professionals, or just, again, people, like, how do you go about balancing the two, structured work and flexibility? So I built this whole system to handle that one question, really. It was all about balance. And if I was going to be doing this project, I needed to know that I had balance. So I'm interested in other people's processes. I've read a bunch about it, but feel free to engage. I'm on Reddit. There's comments here that I'd be happy to see and engage with. So, also, how do you manage gaps in momentum? Like, how do you pick back up when you feel like you've lost your way? I personally, again, I lean on this system. I spent 5 months developing it and testing it and making sure that it was what it needed to be for my needs. And it's been a life-changing experience. But what do some of you do? How do you deal with that? I think at this point, check out my subreddit, Striding with Intention. You'll find a lot more information on what I'm doing, and you'll be able to follow a little bit more structured weekly updates there. Sometimes if I don't get to a vlog, which I intend to do every week, but if I don't get one out, there'll probably be a Reddit post because it's easier for me to crank one out on my phone than it is for me to come up here and record an actual video. Life gets in the way, and there's a lot going on, and I got 2 kids and a wife and a life. So as much as this is a goal of mine to get this out every week, keep an eye there if there isn't one, because I would be willing to bet there'll be something there. Yeah, so that's it. Made some progress this week on a lot of key areas that I feel great about, and looking forward to next week and the week after that, and hopefully I'll see you there. Thanks.